Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again, coming to you from the Mindcrack server with another episode of, you guessed it, Mindcrack from the Mindcrack server. Yeah, this is the vanilla Mindcrack server we'll be playing on, and what I want to do today is, I'm going to be some hopper short, aren't I? A lot of people have been adding in the comments that they would really like to see, because of the close proximity of my potion brewing system and the item sorting system, that I basically just extend the item sorting system to then item sort directly into my brewing station. And I think, you know what, that's a pretty good idea. I'm curious what it's going to look like, because as I talked about before, I know I'm going to end up having to like alienate two of these ends to make this happen. So let's take a look at it and see what actually happens when I do this. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff just because I'm pretty sure it's going to get in the way. And we are going to find out what would happen trying to do this. Anyways, while we do this, I figure what we can do is we can talk about, you know, I work as a nurse. So I often see people at their worst, you know. When you're sick, you're always at your worst. You're always like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like, there's nothing that can ever make anything better. And when you work in the emergency department, of course, you see that constantly. And it reminded me of one time when I felt like I was at my worst, and it's kind of a really funny story. It makes me sound like such a cheap bastard, but if you listen to the story, you will understand what happened. So, when I was 21, maybe I wasn't even 21, I might have only been 20 at the time, I've experienced a migraine in my life. Like, I'm getting a really bad internet connection, by the way, guys, so sorry if this is, like, painful to watch these blocks coming back, but I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'm hoping to be able to pull this episode off and actually get it done before getting kicked off of the server again, because in preparing for this episode, I got kicked off of the server a couple times because of it. Look at all the rubber banding. Oh, this is so annoying. But anyways, back to my story. I think I was 20 or 21. I actually don't remember how old I was. I had one of the worst headaches I've ever had in my entire life. I think I was dating a girl at the time, and we were driving around, and it like hit me out of nowhere. It was one of those ones that I felt fine when we got together, and within an hour of us hanging out, I mean, it was so bad that I had to stop the car and have her drive, because I couldn't even look at any lights. Any light made me, oh god, lights made me miserable. Like, I thought it was like the end of the world to look at anything that was bright and that was coming out of the sun. It was god awful. I don't think I've ever experienced a headache that bad in my entire life. No, I didn't go to the emergency department. I've never gone to the emergency department for myself randomly for something like that. I think the last time I can remember going to the emergency department, I was about 18, and prior to that, it had been at least since I was a child, and my mother had to take me to the emergency department for like something when I was about like 9 years old. But I had these horrible stomach pains for days and days and days and could not figure out what was going on. They actually had sent me home from work because I looked so miserable. And I was just trying to like wait it out and see what happened. And long story short, ended up being that I was so ridiculously constipated that, yeah, lovely story, isn't it? I was so ridiculously constipated that they basically gave me a bunch of stuff to, mag citrate is what it was. They gave me a bunch of stuff and told me, like, this is going to make you crap your brains out, essentially, but you probably want it because you are miserable and, you know, this is what you need to happen right now. So that's the last time I had been to the emergency department, and I don't go for things like this. So I had this horrible headache. I thought I was going to die, and I went to I think it was a Kmart. We had a Kmart in my area. I went to this Kmart, and the Kmart had, I went there specifically to get headache medication because I was like, I don't know if I can survive. This is so brutal and so horrible that I need to go get something like right now. So we went to this Kmart. We got Excedrin migraine or something similar. I don't remember exactly whatever brand that we had, ended up purchasing, but we purchased something. That was crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I thought I only made 12 of these. Maybe I made 13. It's a good possibility that I actually made 13 of these. So we go to leave. I didn't have anything to physically drink to take the pills with. I'm very horrible at swallowing pills without... Oh, crap. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, we're back. We'll see how long this actually lasts. And I guess restart digging out some of these blocks again. But either way. So I needed something to drink to take the pill, because I can't take pills without something to drink. I mean, I've done it before, but a lot of times they get like stuck in my throat. I'm really bad at just like swallowing a pill. I've seen people just like swallow pills back. They're like, no, I don't need no water, and they're like, all gone. And I'm like, holy crap, dude, that was like crazy. But especially with such a bad migraine where I couldn't even look at the sun, like everything. I was just a miserable person. Like, I'm pretty sure I was being like really mean to my girlfriend at the time, because I was so like, I was just in such pain. And sickness brings that out in people, and it's horrible. And I have to keep that in mind when I'm working in the environment that I work in, because people get extremely angry, and a lot of it's not them. It's, God, come on, please work. A lot of it's not them. It's, the sickness taking over, and they just don't know what else to do. Their body's being like, no, something needs to happen now, and they're not doing the things that you need to happen. So, get it done. So either way, oh, there was one of these that doesn't need it. This one right here. I didn't carry credit cards at the time. I paid everything with cash. Yeah, this is definitely going to interfere with that. I need to take that one away. I only carried cash, and I had enough cash on me to purchase I don't even think I had enough cash on me. I think my girlfriend had to pitch in some money to purchase the pills, because I was just, so needing it. And she was such a wonderful girlfriend, wonderful person. I miss her. She was lovely. But she's, we're still amicable, friends, or we something like that. Long story with that. But we went out to the machine, the soda machine, the pop machine. I wanted to go back to my urban lingo of where I'm from. We went back to the pop machine, where I had... Oh, God damn it, stop it. I'm like a row off on this. What am I doing here? What exactly am I doing? Hold on. Before I continue on the story, I need to find out. Chests? This is the one that's going to go into the dropper, so I need... Oh, okay, I'm actually not a row off. I just need this. That's what I need. And this needs to have my redstone on it. Okay. So we went out to the pop machines that were outside the store. Like all Kmart's and stuff at the time had, soda machines sitting outside. And there was 2 soda machines next to each other. One of them was a Coca-Cola machine, and I believe at the time, don't quote me on this, but this is really close to the ballpark. The Coca-Cola machine, it was like $1.25 for a can of soda or something like that, and right next to it they had the Sam's Choice Cola machine. Sam's Choice being the, Kmart brand, Walmart brand. I think it's a Walmart brand now, but it was a Kmart brand at some point in the future. I don't know about that, and it was 60 cents for a can of soda. I do remember it being 60 cents on the nose. And I also remember the fact that I had in change with me about 80 cents. So I did not have, we dug through her car to even find like that 80 cents. So I did not have enough money to purchase the Coke. I only had enough money to purchase the Sam's Cola. And I didn't really care. It was the only thing that was there. Like, it was all we could afford to grab so I could, like, drink this thing down. And I think their drinking fountain was, like, out of order or something like that, because it was one of those super hot, humid summer days. And, oh, God dang it. I'll be back. Sorry, guys, I would just record this at a different time to make sure I get a good video for you, but I unfortunately can't. I have to go to sleep and go back to work again in the morning, so I'm kind of stuck doing it just like this, but we're going to make do with what we can make do with. So there's this. I need to put a row of hoppers up here. I want to make sure I have this right. So all I could purchase was this Sam's Choice Cola. So we scrounged up enough money to purchase the Sam's Choice Cola. The story does not want to get finished. Alright guys, it was quite a long while later, and I'm hoping my internet holds out. Please, for the love of God, hold out so I can get this story done and get this episode posted for you guys. But anyways, where are we standing? I'm standing here with a Sam's Choice Cola in one hand, in a bottle of, well, with money going in the Sam's Choice Cola machine, and a bottle of, like, Excedrin migraine sitting in the other hand, unable to even look at the sun, and like I said, this thing is outside, so I'm just, like, miserably trying to finagle my way through this whole situation and mess that I've somehow gotten myself into with just pain, and, stop it. Okay, that worked. With just like pain and feeling like horrible about myself, and I pop the 60 of the 80 cents I find into this machine, and out comes this can of Sam's Choice Cola, and I feel it, and it just, something feels extremely wrong with it, like, and honestly it feels like hot to the touch, but at this point in my mind I'm like, oh my god, this can feels hot to the touch. I'm that sick right now that, I mean, I'm getting like a fever that I can feel. It is just like everything is crashing down around me. This is just going to be horrible. And we walk back, and my girlfriend looks at me and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, nothing. Because she saw my face, and I was just like, oh, nothing, like just assuming that I'm like really sick. We go back to the car, and I crack the thing open. And after I crack it open, I throw 2 pills in my mouth. And I put the can to my lips and start to just drink a little bit. And I swear to God, I almost burned my tongue and ended up spitting it like out. Like I ripped the door open. I spit it all out over the ground. I felt like I was about to vomit. Like I was so nauseous at this point because it was just like I had this hot liquid all of a sudden come like flying into my mouth. That sounds really bad. But yeah, let's go with it. Hot liquid flying into my mouth. And I start spitting this stuff just out all over the place, and she's like, what's wrong, Jeff? Like, what's going on? And I like handed her the can, and I was like, feel this. And she grabs it, and like almost like one of those reactions, like if somebody grabs something, it wasn't burning hot or anything, but she grabs it, and she's like, what the hell? And like lets it go, and it starts to like, she almost dropped it, and it like, because it was like, it startled her, confused her. She didn't know what the hell was wrong with it. I am feeling so bad, my headache hurts so bad that there's no possible way that I can sit there and, like, take this can of cola and drink it. I'm losing my internet connection again. Either way, there's no way I can drink this can of cola. It is so bad. I can't take these pills down with it because I just feel so crappy. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, man, I should have just manned up and drank it because that would, be, I needed it. But it was hot. It was hot. It wasn't just warm. It was like the machine had screwed up, and it was just hot that I would have vomited if I tried to take that down. And we looked and we looked and we looked through the car because I was like, we need to scrounge up $1.25 and go get this cola, this from the other machine, because I need to take this down with something. And we ripped the seat mat, the floor mats out of the car, and we ended up finding another about 30 cents, maybe it was like 50 cents. We found another 50 cents sitting around. So now we're sitting there with 80 cents because we still had like 30 cents left over from, or 20 something. We did not have enough money to buy the cola from the other machine. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And she said, we're going to go in and we are going to return this can of cola and get our money back. And have you ever heard of somebody returning a can of cola that they purchased from a machine outside of a store for a 60-cent refund? And this is back in a place like before return policies are what they are now. Like now a return policy, I mean, return policies are very, 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 like, consumer-based. Companies are pretty much take returns on anything. I can't say everybody does, but they take returns on everything to make customers happy. Back then, they didn't. You really have to have a good reason to, like, return something. You always got, like, an argument from the store of why you're returning something. And I was just trying to think, going through my head, how is this going to go when I'm in this pissed off state now? Like, I'm completely just miserable. I am angry that I can't take these pills that I want to take to make sure this headache goes away. And I am returning a can of 60-cent cola because it's hot. How does a can come out of a machine that is hot? So I walk inside and I walk up to the counter and I was like, I need to return this can of cola. This Sam's Choice, this pop. I need to return this pop. I need a refund. And the lady like looked at me like I was just absolutely ridiculous. And she's like, you want to return something from the, like, she's like, we don't do the machines. It's like the company. And she's right. She's like, we don't deal with the machines. It's the company comes in and fills the machines up and deals with all that stuff. And I'm like, but what do you do if it like eats somebody's money? And she's like, well, I guess technically we do have a process for it. She's like, but I've never really done it before to try to get the money back. So she has to go get a manager to find out how on earth you return and refund somebody for one of the machines outside, let alone the fact that I'm, you know, returning and refunding a, you know, 60-cent can of pop. And so she goes and gets her manager, and her manager looks at me like I'm crazy, and she's like, you want to return like what now? And I'm like, I need to return this. And at the time I'm still holding it, or I like set it up on the counter, and nobody like grabbed it or anything. They just like looked at it and they're like, I don't understand like what you're talking about, sir. And you know, so we go on for a while, and I just looked at her, and I was finally like, look, excuse me, sorry about that, I burped. Welcome to my show, I burp. I was like, look, I'm returning this. I need the money back right now. I have the worst headache I have ever had. I just came in and purchased this, and I held up the bottle of Excedrin. I was like, I just came in and purchased this because it's the only money that I have. Is this not in the right spot? This is not in the right spot. Where is this supposed to go? Oh my god, what the hell am I doing? I've got this whole thing completely off kilter on where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna get all these guys back. And she like listens to my story, and you can tell she kind of goes through a period of, oh yeah, you got a bad headache. I understand how that goes. And she's like, why don't you take that pop that you have then and take those pills? Like, I still don't understand why you are determined to get a refund off of these pills. And I'm like, feel it. And I just handed her the can, and she grabs it. And I mean, she starts laughing in one of those not like I'm a jerk type of laughing ways, in an, oh my god, I can't believe that this is actually happening type of ways. And she goes, how old is this can of you know, pop that you're trying to return? I said, I just bought it from the machine outside. I said, all I had left after buying the pills was the 60 cents that I needed to purchase that. So that's why I purchased that and not from the machine next to it. And now I can't use it to take the pills. I need a refund because I have enough money with the refund. Only it's contingent on the fact that you give me a refund. I will have enough money to be able to actually go purchase some. Is this? Oh, please tell me this is right. Do down in front. I guess, yeah, this is right. Okay. I guess this is how this is supposed to be. I was like, you know, only contingent on the fact that I get my 60 cents back from you. I said, I know it sounds ridiculous. I said, I physically don't have enough money otherwise to go purchase the beverage from the other machine that I need to try to take this pill that will hopefully help with this headache. And she grabbed some paperwork. I don't think she even knew what to do at the time, and just started randomly filling out paperwork that she thought was going to be paperwork that would be able to, okay, that is correct. Okay, so here's the problem I run into. I could actually leave this. No, I can't do that. See, this is the problem I run into and why I need to get 2 of these. See, I need to get rid of both of these. So I get rid of, essentially I'm getting rid of 3 pieces of this setup right here in order to make it, to make this work. Do I have an axe on me still? I do. I want to see what it looks like if I get rid of all this stuff. I would really like these 3 to go, and that's why if I could push that system back, I think if I pushed it back 1, I would be okay. I think I just need to push it back 1. Get rid of that, get rid of that. There we go. Back this way, 1 block. No, I think I'd have to push it back 2 blocks. I'd have to push this back 2 blocks in order to make it so I could have these 3 still connect into there. So this is the conceptually what we got going on here. I can get, and I just almost stop it. Put this, because I'm gonna run out of hoppers. I still need to make a bunch more hoppers. These would still need to go in there. And then these would essentially... What is that? Yeah, exactly down to there is what I would need. So I need another repeater there. Let's see. Boom. I'm just planning for the future with this. I mean, that's all the hoppers I have for now. Got the one on top, yeah. So the hopper line, I would end up having it come down here. I actually need to make it raise up one, don't I? I would have to drop... I would have to drop this whole thing down. See, I can't do a lot of this stuff until I conceptually, like, visualize it and realize how it's going to be. And I will have to drop this whole thing down 1 as well, which is fine. I can do that because then I can... In theory, then I can just make a hopper chain to get this thing up to the right level to get into the brewing stand. So that's fine. I think I can work on that. I think I can work that out and be okay. But I need to move it back 2 blocks as well is the problem. So this is the problem that I would run into, just for those who are wondering, trying to connect this whole thing together. It can work, and I think I will make it happen. It just might take a little bit of tinkering. But let's finish the story off real quick. So long story short, she has to fill out a bunch of paperwork. Dude, crazy. Filling out paperwork to return a 60-cent can of pop. I mean, if I was in that position now at this time, I think I would have thrown 60 cents at the person or given them a drink. He'd be like, here, I will give you a drink so that you can take these pills with you. Take these pills right now and feel better. But they didn't do that. They actually filled out the paperwork, gave me a 60-cent refund, which then I walked out, put 60 cents that I just got from the refund, plus the extra change that we had scrounged up was just enough to buy a $1.25 soda so that I could take some Excedrin migraine and actually start to feel better. Long story short, when you're sick, whether you're actually like dying or worse off than anybody else at the time, you feel like you are. You can become an asshole to people, and it's not truly the end of the world, but it can feel like the end of the world to you. There's no question about that. So I've been there and done that before, and I do keep that in mind every day when I'm at work. I try to my hardest. It gets hard when you have like 18 people all at one time who are trying to outdo the other one to show that they're more sick than the next guy. Like in this case, I had the people at the store like doing everything they can eventually when they found out the situation to help me out following the protocol to help me out, which was, you know, to actually fill out paperwork and get a refund and things like that. But they did help me out in the end. If they had 18 other people in line who were all saying, I'm so sick, I need a 60-cent refund for this, I think they would have gotten a little fed up with it for sure, because it just gets a little strange after a while. But yeah, I've done some stupid things before. Try to think about that next time that, you know, that you're like talking to somebody who seems like there's something completely asinine that they're asking for. And remember that Jay Sato, 19, firefighter, nurse, EMT, once returned a 60-cent can of soda for a refund because he had a headache. I don't know if there's a moral to that story or not, but I thought you guys would appreciate it. I was thinking about it when I was at work today because everybody was like, oh, I'm so horrible. And at first I was like, oh, come on, people, like, suck it up. And then I was like, you know, I've been there before. I get it. Like, I have to really think. Right now, I feel fine. So, to me, it looks like they're bitching about nothing, when really, to them, it's like the end of the world right now. So, I get it. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I don't know how much my internet's gonna hold out for, and I don't really have much more I can accomplish right now, either, with the little time I have. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was episode 99 of my Mindcrack series. Tomorrow we'll make 100, and I think we'll also make like 75 of them in a row. Episode 100 coming up tomorrow. I will see you guys next time.